What's going on, you guys? This is PokeHubs. I'm Jay, and Pokemon just acquired Excell Brands. So Excell Brands happens to be the largest Pokemon distributor in the United States. So this is a really big move on their part. This is huge for the Pokemon Company. I wasn't able to find online how much they acquired Excell Brands for, but I'm sure that was a very big price tag that came along with this purchase. So let's discuss a little bit. Let's talk about why it is such a big deal and whether or not this is a good thing or a bad thing for us as collectors and investors. So first and foremost, Excell, once again, is the largest Pokemon distributor in the United States of America. After that, we have Alliance, then ACD, then GTS, and then Southern Hobby. So they went for the #1 behemoth in this space and they just bought them out. This is a big deal. I want to rewind the clock a little bit just to kind of paint the picture of how Pokemon is aiming to take complete control of its products. So back in 2022, Pokemon acquired the Millennium Print Group. So this is the company that prints Pokemon cards. So they now own them and have for a few years. Rewind the clock back to 2025. Pokemon, kind of under the radar, bought a huge trucking company with a whole fleet of trucks that was going out of business. Pokemon bought them. They did this quietly. None of us really heard about it. Now it all kind of makes sense. Why would they buy a huge trucking company? And then that leads us to this week. A couple days ago, it was officially announced that Pokemon did acquire Excell Brands. So now it all makes sense. They now own the printing company. They have a huge fleet of trucks, and now they own the largest distribution centers in the United States of America. So from start to finish, Pokemon is now in control. Now, does this change things for us? I think it does, and I think that it is going to be for the better. So keep in mind here, Pokemon is a Japanese company. It is not an American company. And that's a really good thing. Now, let me explain what I mean by that. First, let me start by saying I am a very proud American and countryman. So let's just start with that. Now, being a patriot and corporate America, to me, are two separate things. Corporate America, obviously, I don't look too fondly upon. I think that at the end of the day, all corporate America cares about is its bottom dollar, its quarterly returns, etc. You guys know corporate greed in this country is out of control. Now, in Japan, they operate a little bit differently. It's not just about bottom dollar to them. I believe that all of the scalping that's going on, the videos online of fights like at Costco's and GameStops and Best Buys, I believe that Pokemon, as a Japanese-ran company, views this as very shameful, and I believe that they feel that it's bringing them embarrassment. And I don't blame them. It's supposed to be a fun, cool hobby for all of us to enjoy. People of all ages, races, anywhere in the world. Pokemon should be there for you to enjoy, and it shouldn't get ugly and toxic like this with all the fighting and scalping. I believe that Pokemon is aiming to change that. And is there more money involved in it for them while also correcting this? Yeah, absolutely. So let me explain that. Using distributors in the United States, like before Pokemon owned Excell, it was just a convenience thing. Obviously, Pokemon didn't own a distribution company and they need their products distributed. So distributors essentially are the middleman between people like you and me and us going to Best Buy or Target to pick up an ETB. So let's say Pokemon sells these ETBs to distribution for $20, distribution sells it to the retailers for $40, and the retailers sell it to us for $60. So everyone's making $20. Obviously, with this acquisition, Pokemon's now going to make like $40 in ETB. So yes, there's money involved. It will probably take a few years, and then they'll end up paying off whatever they just paid to acquire Excell Brands. But yeah, I think even more importantly to them, they get to control the image of Pokemon, which is again, I believe a top priority to the Pokemon Company. And I was talking to my wife this morning. She's a huge Pokemon nerd too. If you watch my past videos, I bring her up all the time. I'm very blessed to have a Pokemon nerd as a wife. And I asked her, like, how far do you think this embarrassment and shame thing with the Pokemon Company goes? And I was wondering if it actually applies to the Pokemon cards themselves, because I'm a huge English sealed collector and investor. But when it comes to slabs, let me just give you some examples. When it comes to these slabs, I prefer Japanese. Why do I prefer Japanese? Well, one, the color vibrancy, the ink that they use on these cards is far superior. Two, the quality of these cards, the texturing, everything, the way that the lights hit them. There's so many reasons why I prefer Japanese, not even to mention it's a cost savings. They're not as expensive as English Pokemon cards. So the artwork is exactly the same, but I get to collect all these cards that I really love at a discount compared to collectors that only want to buy PSA 10s in English. One, I don't think the English ones look as good, again. And two, I think they're overpriced. So that's why I collect Japanese. But here's the other, on the flip side of that. The reason why Japanese cards are less expensive, well, there's a couple of reasons. One, they print to demand over in Japan. But two, their quality control is far superior. So do they have better printers? Yeah, I'm pretty sure that the proof is in the pudding. They most definitely have better printers. Are they using better ink? Yeah, definitely. You can tell. Compare the exact same English card to a Japanese one and try to tell me otherwise. So is that because they want to proudly represent their products as a Japanese company to the people of Japan? I think so. It's just a theory, but there's a reason why their cards are so much better. And I think that this embarrassment and shame that all the scalping and all that kind of shit that's going on in the hobby right now, I believe that they do aim to fix that. And while fixing that problem, maybe it might take a year or two down the line for us to see any true changes. But I believe they're going to make more money by cutting out the middleman. And I believe that they're going to be able to correct a few things. Hopefully quality control with this new print facility in North Carolina. I hope they're putting in the most top of the line printers, that they upgrade that the inks that they use for our English cards. I'm hoping that everything gets cleaned up from top to bottom. And again, they bought the print company a couple years ago. They bought the trucking company. They've now bought in distribution. So I think all signs aim to things improving in our hobby, thank God, in a very short period of time. Anon, TCG, I don't know if you guys have ever seen him on YouTube. He's posted some videos of trucks going in and out of that North Carolina facility that was just opened a few months back. And there was a lot of rumors that nothing would be operational for way down the line in the future. If that's the case, I don't know why so many trucks are going in and out of that facility every day. And then another tidbit of information for you that's good news is there's rumors, not sure if they're confirmed yet or not, that the print facilities in the United States that are printing our Pokemon cards, they're no longer going to be shipping them overseas to Europe, which is great for us. I don't know what that means for Europe. But for us here in the US, that is a great thing. It keeps more of our product in supply right here, right at home, so that hopefully it's more readily available to all of us in the very near future. I would recommend, if you guys want to know like more in-depth information on this acquisition of Excell Brands, I'm not obviously the expert. I know a little bit, but I want to refer you to Pokepasoda. So he's another YouTube content creator. I call him Professor Pasoda because every time I watch one of his videos, I feel like I'm getting taken to school. He really knows his shit when it comes to pretty much all things Pokemon. This acquisition, he really knows the ins and outs of. He had some really hot takes on it. And I think if you guys have any questions about this, I would try to direct you over to his channel and direct you to him. Anyways, thanks so much for watching, you guys. Your support to the channel, to my subscribers, to anyone that's new and hasn't tuned in before, I just really want to thank you. I want to thank you for your time. I want to thank you for watching. And until next time, guys, peace.